I'm Darcy, welcome to an absolutely gorgeous day and you're watching Combustion Inc. Welcome to the long-awaited review of my 2012 Volkswagen Polo GTI. I do apologise for the amount of time it's actually taken to get this review out to you guys, but I really wanted to know everything about my car and I'm super pedantic, so it took me longer than expected. But we're here now, it's a glorious view, the sun is shining, the sky is blue, so I think the only thing left to do, I'm sorry, is strap on some GoPros and get on the road.
I want you to show me how to get to know someone like you, someone like you. I want you to know me, 'cause I know then you'll see we can be true, we can be true. I want you to see what I see in us, something so real, something so real. I want you to see that this is a love that we both feel, that we both feel.
So today marks the day 5 weeks ago that I picked up my Polo GTI. It's gone super duper quickly. I can't believe how fast the time has passed. Oh, nice Macan right there. Damn. Macan S, that is SUV goals right there. For my lifestyle, this car is just absolutely perfect. It does everything so superbly, from commuting to work or university to all my Combustion Inc. commitments. What makes this car so good though is the way it handles itself. It does everything with its skip and its step, and it's always raring to go. It's such a happy little car. I said it in the first video I featured this car in. It's so happy just all the time, and it's more than capable of having fun when you want to. I mean, the performance, which I talked extensively about in my last video, is absolutely incredible. 180 horsepower or 130 kilowatts and 250 newton meters of torque out of a 1.4 litre four-cylinder engine is just out of this world. And pair that with a relatively low fuel economy, I mean, what more could you want? Despite this being a hot hatch, I actually haven't put it in sport mode a whole lot because although it sharpens up the gear changes and holds the shift points like it's supposed to, it's very reluctant to actually change gear. What I mean is that you put your foot down and the revs build like they're supposed to, but then it's like it wants to get to 7,000 on the dot before it actually changes. Like, if I want to have a bit of fun in this car, I usually just chuck it into manual mode. It's so much easier. I mean, you just pull on the downshift paddle, immediately activates manual mode, shift down again, you can hear the very easy, very clear, and then you can just change up and down. It's super simple, and I believe it's much easier than the sport mode. I'd probably consider using the sport mode only if I was on a racetrack, really, because I feel like that's the only place it'd be useful. As far as handling goes, this car genuinely feels like it handles on rails. I mean, obviously that's got a lot to do with the electronic limited slip differential, but it's so chuckable. You can just, you know, chuck it around a corner and there's no trouble at all, no hassle whatsoever. Prior to buying this car, I also test drove a Golf GTI of the same year, and I kid you not, this interior is the same. Like, not just a little bit, like actually the same. Like, literally the only differences is the seats were a little bit longer, it had dual zone climate control, and that's it. I mean, genuinely, the whole infotainment system, the dials, the wheel, the heater vents, everything about this car is the same as the Golf GTI, its big brother. A lot of people argued that it's a little too refined, but as far as I'm concerned, the cockpit of this car is an incredible place to be. It is genuinely so beautiful for a car of this size. You may be wondering about the ergonomics of this car. So it weighs 1,189 kilograms, or around 1.2 tons. That's its curb weight. And although it is a 5-door hatch, it is small, which can be a really good thing. It makes the car super maneuverable and super duper easy to park and get into small spaces and stuff. But there are cons to that as well, such as the seating position. For example, I have the seat in this position here because if I go any further forward, I'm sort of too close to the pedal box. But where I'm sitting now, I can't lean on the windowsill because the pillar's in the way. I mean, It's not much, but it's something that I have to deal with. And climbing in and out of this car can be more of a task than you'd like sometimes. I mean, it's nowhere near like an Alfa Romeo 4C or anything, but sometimes I feel like I have to fold my arms and legs in individually, rather than just climbing in the car like you usually would. As far as boot space goes, you get about 200 litres, which is probably about 7 or 8 shopping bags full, but you can extend that to around 800 litres if you fold down the rear seats, which is just a super simple process. It may be a point that I touch upon in a further video, but cars are sentimental to me. It's how it makes you feel, and this car makes me feel really happy when I drive it. And that's how cars should be. They should make you feel something. I mean, if I'm feeling really crap, I can just get in the car and have a drive and I'll immediately feel better. He never gets out of that performance. So that was a review of my 2012 Flash Red Volkswagen Polo GTI. It took me quite a while to put this together, so thank you again for watching. Please remember to like because it helps me out immensely, and subscribe. Thanks guys, see you later.